stitches.
Is it
It
mine?
is. Yeah, it is.
It is.
It's August the 8th.
Sunday, August 8th. It's Gigi's birthday.
It's Gigi's, my mummy's 90th birthday.
Yay.
Bless her. Yeah. So we're all going out for lunch. How are you, Helen? How's life treating you?
Okay, I've done some stitching.
Good.
It's been good. How about you?
Yes. In between diarying all of me hospital appointments.
Oh yeah,
I've
that
been
was
stitching.
Yeah. So many. You got double booked, didn't you?
I got double booked and missed an appointment, which it's just, I hate doing that. Not for the NHS. The appointments are so precious.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought
it wasn't your fault.
It was the same appointment. Anyway, but yes, I've been achieved what I wanted to achieve.
Good. I didn't.
I thought, right? No?
No. I did some good stuff, but it wasn't what I said I was going to do last week.
No, well, no, I feel good that I've, good, got some discipline in my life.
We'll see how long that lasts.
With the knitting and crocheting. Yeah. So
anyway,
Annie rode up.
Oh, say by the bell.
Apologise for that. Have you? Or you just kept recording?
I'll just edit it.
Yeah, just edit.
So finishes.
Finishes. Yes. Can you?
This one.
Are you going to do your finishes?
Well, I had a finish, but it's my model stitching, so I can't show it.
You can't show it, right?
So again, you have to go check out the Spinnyfield Stitchery for her Christmas box. Go check it out. I will link it below. But for you,
I've done a finish. Yeah. So that's the well, I would call it a short sleeve jumper, but it's called a tee. I don't exactly know who the. Oh, I think I do know who it is, isn't it? Didn't I see last time?
Back.
Striped yoke tee. It's Rico. It's a pamphlet. It's a pamphlet that was in a magazine. Cool cotton. It's not done in cool cotton. It's done in acrylic because I started it in like a wool blend, but Liz has got sensitive skin, so and psoriasis, so I don't know whether that would have been a bit itchy, but I'm going to keep the back bit that I did in the original yarn.
And see how it.
But this has come out okay. It just needs washing and blocking. But this is the gender fluid flag, and I love the way the colours have come out. I'm really pleased with it.
I really like it. I think it works really well.
So, yeah. Happy with that?
So you just need to block it.
Just block it, and then it makes the stitches sort of pop a bit more, and it'll be, yeah.
You can send it to Liz.
And then I'll bundle it up and send it to Liz. Yeah.
That was really quick because you'd only had like this much done last time.
Yeah.
I didn't take pictures after last time, so I'll have to take screenshots of our last video. So we're
all right. Okay. So yeah. So happy with that. So that yarn was just the paint box acrylic. And I did measure the yarn to see, but I put it in my other book, this book that you got me.
Oh, your journal.
So I put it in there and measured what my cast on was. So I know if I use that yarn again for a certain amount of stitches, I need a certain amount of length of yarn to do the German twisted cast when do the thumb method, but I don't do the thumb method. I do this German twisted cast on because I find it's the nicest for me. Yeah. and it was in 3 and 3.25 millimeter Chowgu circulars. But I did that. What magic circle? What magic loop? Thank you, Helen. So that was that. That was an enjoyable, just sort of quick,
The colours
effective,
are nice.
and the colours are nice, and yeah,
Very good.
so just have to see if it fits.
Yeah.
And then when she's tried it on, she can tell me what needs adjusting, and I can make adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll keep that pattern because you could do all sorts with it.
Yeah, with the different stripes and just it's a nice.
Yeah. So. And finished. Another finish. Yeah. So little Anna. Only thing I didn't do was her bunny hat.
Oh yes.
But I thought, well, she doesn't really need it. But I'm wondering whether she needs a nose and a mouth put on, because I don't think your baby Anna is. I think she's a bit confused by her.
Like she can't see a proper face in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little mouth would be cute.
Yeah. So, yeah, but she was all finished with a little carrot bag and hair stitched on and plaited.
That's so cute.
Little plaited hair. So I'm now looking for a Moana one to do. But
oh yeah.
Yeah. Because she loves Moana now.
Yeah, we watched it yesterday again.
She gets all excited when Taka is there and then becomes Tafiti. And she does the kiss.
Ooh.
She does the head to head. Kiss
Cute.
now. Yeah. So yeah, that's only been on the crochet hook for over a year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a year.
But did it take you long once you'd?
No, once I set my mind to it, I forget, and then I have to sort of
Get back into the rhythm of it.
Back into the rhythm. Oh yeah. So that's her. So yeah, that's the only finishes I've got. Whips.
You got a whip?
Well, I said, didn't I, for Anna again, that I was going to get back into this terror, buffalo plaid, it's called. Oh, goodness me. I thought you were going to untangle me, Helen.
I thought it was just from the other one.
So this is just holding two yarns together. I've used, this is recommended DK weight, but I've used like a worsted or Aran weight. And it's just in the seed stitch. I can't remember how many stitches is on. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a lot.
You're just going to count them all.
There's a lot.
It's a big blanket.
So it's a one I do on the bed because I've got to have 4 balls. So you have, how it's done is different balls for the along and then a different ball for the up, horizontal and vertical. Anyway, I don't know how it actually works, but it works. And then you change, so you could put maybe a picture up of the pattern.
Yes, because you've got it on your pad, haven't you?
Yeah.
So I will link the pattern below as well if you want to check it out.
It's really nice, and it's in just soft and silky Women's Institute. I think it's just acrylic yarn, but it's it'll wash easy if it's for Anna's bed. It'll wash easy in case she's like a mummy and six and yeah. So that's one whip.
So we had an unexpected night without Anna. Because my dad has her Wednesdays and Thursdays. So on Thursday he took her, And then he texted me just saying, can we have her overnight tonight? I was like, yeah, absolutely. So she just didn't come home when we were finished work. So I got to play with some stitching that I hadn't. So I didn't know what to work on. So I pulled out all of my whips and laid them on the floor.
How many have you got altogether, do you know?
9, 10.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put the picture in and I'll count them. There's a few.
Mm-hmm.
But I just didn't know what to work on. Normally I have kind of like a hankering for something.
Yeah. Did you not use your spinny thing?
No, I wasn't feeling the wheel.
Yes.
I knew that if I spun the wheel, I just wouldn't listen to it anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So I laid them all out and then Alex chose.
All right.
Or he gave me like an option of like 3 and then I chose from those 3.
How we used to do with movies.
Aha.
Kids.
Yeah. So I ended up choosing the Dimensions stocking. This is Sleigh Ride at Dusk. And so I'm doing this one for Anna.
Ah, all right.
So if you've not done Dimensions pattern before, I think it's with like the gold collection ones. They're very complicated in that you've got tent stitches and cross stitches, you've got blended threads. It's not difficult, you've just got to concentrate and have everything out.
Yes.
You can't just pick up a thread and just go...
That's why I like bed knitting.
Yeah, so this is when Anna's not around.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know that I don't have to get up from stitching if she's awake.
Yeah.
When she shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I chose this one. So I don't think I've worked on it since we showed this in our whip parade. So I will see if I've got a before picture, but this is it. This is all going to be filled in with this dark blue. So this is just tent stitches. So I'll just use that when I need some like fill-in time. So I have to look at the pattern. I know that's all. But since I was doing like more complicated stuff down here, because I had more time.
What? It's got a lovely effect.
It is, because all of this is like tent stitch. So you get
Tents.
It's just half cross stitch. You just do the bottom leg of the cross.
I thought you were saying 10 stitches.
Tent.
Tent.
T-E-N-T. So you get like the... I don't know what you would call it. Like a softer feel.
Oh, yes.
So it goes from like more densely stitched to... And then there's parts of it where it's just the fabric that shows.
Yeah.
So
it gives it like a 3D effect?
Yes, thank you. Oh.
That's lovely though. It is a good effect, that.
So you can have the same colour thread 2 different times, one in a cross stitch, one in a tent stitch. So you've got to remember that I'm stitching tent stitch, not cross stitch. And all of that. And I'll talk about it later because we're going to do tips. But that can be my tip. I'll talk about that later. But I don't think it looks like I've got a whole deal done. But I have. Yeah. It just goes slow. Yeah. There's a lot of stitching in these things. So, yeah, that was fun.
And what will you do? Will you frame it or will you make it into a stocking?
No, I make it into a stocking. I have no idea how I'm going to make it into a stocking because I don't sew.
You're going to need felt?
The felt comes in it, but it's a really horrible felt.
Right.
So...
See if I can do a knit.
I don't know. I think I'm just going to like... What I want to do is ask Tracy, who makes my project packs, if she would make a stocking. So I would send her all the stuff and she would just whip it up on her sewing machine because I don't have a sewing machine. I'm not very good at using a sewing machine. Not enough to be confident to make something like this. it would just be, I would send a fabric that I would have on the back, so it would be kind of a blue sparkly maybe to kind of go with it. That would be quilted, so you get the
yes, yeah,
the stiffness of it. The back of this with some quilt batting or something, and then line the whole thing as well.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to do that.
Yeah.
I have looked. There are some sewing cross-stitch clubs that provide that service. It is expensive. It's totally worth it, obviously, for what they do. But I don't know.
That's it. You want something, when you've spent so much work and time on it, you don't want to botch.
No, and I would botch it. So, Tracy, if you would be up for it, please let me know. And if you don't want to do it at all, please let me know, and I wouldn't even ask you. But yeah, I've seen tutorials on how people do it, and it does look fairly simple for somebody who uses a sewing machine.
Yeah.
But it just wouldn't be me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have to pay someone to do it for me, and I would totally pay someone to do it for me. But I know Tracy's work.
Yeah,
so
she's perfectionist, isn't she?
She's total perfectionist.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen Hands Across the Sea samplers, she talked about Tracy's work and how immaculate she is on her channel. She is. She's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We love you, Tracy. So yeah, I just like stitching it. I'm gonna have to get someone to make it into a stocking. Because I'm gonna have hopefully 4 of these. Me, Alex, Anna, and next baby, all lined up on the fireplace.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Lovely.
That's that one. You?
Oh, this is your cardigan that I said, no, I'm not going to start. But because I finished Anna and, oh, well, it's a nearly finish, isn't it? I didn't show, but it's like, it's got to have its button band. But
you finished it. It was just sewing it together.
Joining the sleeves has been a nightmare. And I just pick up stitches for the button band and round the neck, but
you're not liking it?
I think I've adjusted it too much so that I don't know. It's just not. There's been I don't know whether there's problems with the pattern, because there was problems I found with the pattern at the beginning
before you even started adjusting it.
So I don't know how well it's been tested, but there doesn't seem to be enough stitches to.
I don't know
neatly
how it should look. It doesn't look like that looks right.
It's not right. It's
So what are you gonna do?
I don't know if it's because of how I've bound off. Take it apart, but be kind to it. Be kind to it first. They're all lessons, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
So I think I'll take it off and unpick it and do maybe a different bind off so that it'll fit. I don't know if anybody has. We're going to do a tip section, but if anybody has tips how to, I can understand why people love to do the top down raglan, and like that was raglan.
You don't have to think about it.
You don't have to think about it. Well, you have to stitch the underarms and sleeves, but that pattern was fantastic. Just but I just don't understand what's gone wrong with this. The whole thing, whether it's because the tension's not right, because there should have been cables in the back, but I chose, and I didn't adjust the stitches, so it's not as tight. I don't know. But it's a mess. This is not usually how I like. Yeah.
I don't know. I've got no idea. So is it just going to sit in time out for a little bit? You're just going to put it in a cupboard?
Actually, just go sec.
Oh, it went right down the back of it.
That's where it belongs.
Okay, we'll just let it sit there and think about what it's done.
That's not actually a whip. Has been a whip, but I thought it was going to be a finish.
And it's not a finish.
Because I said, no, I've got to finish the cardigan,
Yeah.
I've got to finish Baby Anna, and I've got to get on with that blanket.
Mm-hmm.
So I have done that. So then because you said to me, my cardigan, and I said, no, well, I've got to finish Liz's jumper.
So you finished
that
it?
Finished super quick, easy, pleasure to do. So I picked up, because I already had the yarn.
Yeah.
So this is Drops Cotton Merino. So it's 50% cotton, 50% merino wool. And it's a cardigan, so you wanted something like the cardigan you're wearing today.
Yeah, so it's just a
So it's
jacket.
not a button
It doesn't
one.
have a button or a zip or anything. It just
So I've got
falls from the neck.
Well, it's that one with pockets, but wait a minute.
It's got pockets?
So this is from a bird. Again, it's a Rico design, so I hope we don't come into the same.
Oh, is it the same as your...
It's the same as me cabled. No, it should be good because it was the same as the Liz's jumper, gender fluid flag jumper. So I don't think, obviously the arms, I don't think I make as baggy.
No, I don't like that.
Yeah. So we'll see how my adjusting goes for that. But I like the long rib on the bottom. So it's easy, it's just knit.
You going to do the pockets? How does the pocket work?
I don't know. Haven't done a pocket before.
Ooh.
So again, any tips on doing pockets? But yeah, we'll follow the pattern, see how it goes.
Cool.
But the yarn's nice.
Right, but you explain why you feel what you feel about the...
Well, I think it's the cotton. So,
Trying to get into the mind of my mother.
I described it as dry. Not the yarn. So that's... Feel the difference between
that wet
is
moist.
Squishy. So it's squishier and that's papery, dry.
You can't describe it as dry.
I know, but I know in my head what I mean. It's like a
bit crisper.
Bit crisper, yes. Bit what would it be? What would it be? It would be more formed or more defined. I think the stitches look more defined.
But is that a comment on the wool?
I don't mind it. It doesn't have as much. Maybe it doesn't have as much give.
Not as much movement.
Not as much more. Well, it does. You know what I'm stretching here. It does. Don't understand myself, but it feels to me. I described it as dry.
I don't think you can describe it as dry.
Well, I think I can because I'm me, and that's what I'm feeling.
Okay.
But somebody might know what I mean. What do I mean?
Nobody knows, ma'am.
So because I had achieved all of those things and started your cardigan, so you didn't feel the left out daughter, because I was doing something for your sister.
I didn't feel left out.
I started that for you because I promised I would do that and had the yarn for a while. So then I've treated myself to some socks because it's August, but for my back, my sciatica, I had to use a hot water bottle, so I think it's sock time. So that's what I've started. It's called, I didn't start at I pulled the middle out so it's not starting at the right colour, but it'll still be nice. Don't think that's going to make much difference. But because if you look, they are like shorty socks. If you Some people might say, oh, I don't know, I think they're long. But
You like them longer than
I
that?
like them longer than that. So it's West Yorkshire Spinners yarn, which I tend to use for my socks now, most of the time. So I just knit the cuff in cardamom. So it's West Yorkshire Spinners, just that. Signature. I think it's blue faced, yes. Blue faced.
And this is
Leicester.
from...
Yeah, Winnick Mom's Season pattern book. So if you remember, I did the green shoots, but I made the socks too long. I think it was those socks that I watched yours too. I think that was what. No, it wasn't. I made them too long in the foot. I could unpick it, but they would be fine bed socks. But so I finished the green shoots, and this is where I was learning to use a graph pattern instead of the written pattern. And so I'm using the graph pattern for these, and it's just lovely.
Cute.
And the heel turn is I do I don't think she does any other. You can get what this could call fish lip heel, or an afterthought heel.
Fish lips.
Yeah, I suppose it goes like that. And then, but I like the heel flap and gusset heel turn because it fits nice under the arch of the foot. Yeah. So I thought, well, it's going to be coming into autumn.
Yeah.
So there'll be right timing for the right knit. So I think that's me, darling. And they're on 2.5 Chowgood circles, but I'm just doing one at a time. Usually I do them 2 at a time.
You're going to get second sock syndrome.
I'm not.
You are.
I won't. Because I think sometimes when it's all right when it's a vanilla sock, when you just knit, but when there's a pattern, like the green shoots as well, the cables, I got them the wrong way around because I did them 2 at a time. So that's why I decided to do them 1 at a time, because it's such a pattern. So.
Okay.
Anyway, any road up.
So I just had one more whip of my needlepoint Starry Skies from Nancy's
I love
Needle.
that. It looks so much nicer than the picture.
Oh yeah, the picture does not do it justice. I mean, the picture looks nice, but
yeah, but I think it's again the 3D effect that it has. It's absolutely gorgeous, Helen. I love it.
So I started with this border, and I was going to do it all the way around, but then I thought, no, I should start doing some up here. So this is like the more interesting border with these stars, and then you just fill in this blue between it. So then I can use this for fill in again when I'm like watching something that I need to pay attention to, or I just want something easy. And then the same, there's just like a fill in border here, and then another border of this blue, and then it's finished. So with this colour in here, this is the one that I had to substitute. So this is a Threadworks. So it's an over-dyed Kreinik, because I couldn't get the Karen Collection Snow in shadow. So it's this glittery type, but it should be a little bit more grey. But I think it works. I think what I chose was okay. So I think you would have more definition in the stars, like between the kind of the 2 points in the stars, but I think it looks okay.
I think it's lovely. Really nice.
It's just, I just love.
And when you're looking up close, you wouldn't think they've got pink in, but there's pink in there, isn't there? Very, 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 very pale pink.
In there?
Yeah, I'm just looking here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
But it just gives it a different depth.
yeah.
Very clever. I think it's the picture doesn't show the 3D effect.
I don't know if I'm looking at that right.
I think to me it looked flat and dense and
Mhm.
just blue. But
Yeah.
with that it looks so textured.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can't see kind of the glitter, the sparkle in the picture. And I don't know, maybe the white that I chose to replace the grey in the middle makes it
makes it a bit
more
softer.
Yeah.
Yeah, shimmery, softer. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my whip on that. So we're doing the FNN Sal. Julie from Stitching at the Cabin is doing hers, and it looks amazing. I want to do that, but they don't do that rainbow thread anymore. It's amazing, Julie. I love it. So if you want, come and see us on Instagram, #FNNSAL from Nancy's Needle Sal. And join in if you have a From Nancy's Needle. Because I'd love to see it, because I'd like to do more.
Yeah, I like that. The blues.
So that's that one.
Any other whip?
No more whips.
No.
That was all I worked on.
Not me either.
You got some haul?
No.
You've got no haul?
Don't think so. No.
I'm surprised.
No, well, you might say that I've organised my sock yarn.
I have seen.
Yeah.
What you done?
Just put it so I can see my sock yarn at least.
I know, I can't wait to get you those drawers when they're going to be back in stock.
I know.
Where's my haul? Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. So, I don't know if I talked about it last time about my Bisley.
I think you did. Bisley?
My drawers.
Oh, yes, yes.
So I got the Bisley drawers in anticipation for getting the Pip and Chip bobbins.
Oh, I saw those on Instagram. Yeah.
Aren't they amazing?
Yeah.
They're just so beautiful and they fit just lovely in the Bisley. So I got the Bisley for that. So at the minute, my bobbins are just in their little bobbin box in each drawer.
Yeah.
So it's my 30th this year. And Alex has just bought a PlayStation 5 or whatever it is now.
Right.
So I said he can get that if he gets me bobbins for my birthday. Because it's not as much as a PlayStation.
No.
So you can get like the standard DMC set.
The whole set.
The whole 500.
Yeah.
Plus 4 extra ones. Then a set for the variations and the colorists one, so I have a few of those. They've done a discontinued set, which I don't really need, because I don't have that many. And then there was a set of colours, of numbers that they only released in the US, because a lot of US stitches were asking for that, so I don't need any of those. But then there's a toile, which is like the sparkly one, and then they do satin ones, so I'm anticipating that they're going to release those as well eventually. So I've got some of the variations and some of the colorist ones. So if I'm going to buy the bobbins, I'm going to have the thread to go on the bobbins. So Lovecrafts here in the UK, I think they ship worldwide, but they had a sale, and normally they're cheaper on Lakeside Needlecrafts anyway, But with this sale, it made it cheaper than Lakeside. So
Is Lakeside US?
no, that's
No.
UK.
UK.
But they're the cheapest. Lovecraft's normal DMCs are more expensive than Lakeside. So I went through and looked what variations and colorists, and I don't know why there is a difference. If anybody knows there's a difference, because they're all just variegated cotton, but like they're all the colorists and they're the variations.
Are they DMC?
They're DMCs.
So what's the difference between colorist and variegation?
I don't know. I don't know why they came out with like this particular lot of variegated and call this colorist and this variations, because they're both variegated. Some of them are tonal variations, some of them are total colour variegations.
Is it the number of colours? No?
I don't know. If anybody knows, please let me know. Or if it was just like they decided. So the pip and chip bobbins, the variations and the colorist bobbins come together as a set. So I have to have them all. So I think they had a few missing or a few out of stock when I ordered them. But that should be a lot of the ones that I need. Yeah. And I do like Lovecrafts because they send things in little organza bags.
Oh, I know. I get mine from Wool Warehouse.
Yeah.
I did get some love because Wool Warehouse don't do the paint box yarn, but Lovecrafts did. And yeah, I got the...
So I don't use these, but I think it's just
nice. Oh, well, if you don't use them...
Do you want it?
Yeah, because they're good
project
bags or putting bits of yarn. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
So we were going to talk about tips.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I wrote down, it's like, so when I'm watching, I think we did the shout out to Arne and Carlos, who are the Norwegian, but they are huge on YouTube and in the knitting world and designers, and their colour work is just fantastic. They're so clever, and they're well known, and they're funny to watch, and they've got a new YouTube sort of channel going on. Just sit and knit for a while. Yeah, so it's just a half-hour little chat and knit and take whatever craft. You don't have to knit, you can take whatever craft and just sit. And sometimes when there's, I'm getting into watching, and Knitting Inc., who are in Boston and Connecticut. It's another mother and daughter knitters. So they'd mentioned Arne and Carlos and did a little video about when they'd done their Norwegian trip, and it looks fantastic. But they also mentioned the Grocery Girls, so I looked up Grocery Girls, and they're sisters, and they knit. And it was just got me thinking, and they'll show up their mistakes, so it's lovely that people are so generous to show up their mistakes, that they're not, when they get things wrong. I think that's how you learn, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And gives you confidence to try something different, try something more challenging, when you know that designers get things wrong and they rip things out and start again. And I think that's, you think when it seems so overwhelming when you look at something and think, yeah, I couldn't do that. You said you don't think you could sew, but if you put your mind to it,
oh yeah,
if you have to, you would. So then I was thinking about tips, and so often on Instagram I'll see a tip that will come up, like count all your stitches, count. So that's what I do when I do my cast on. And I've learned now, when I cast on, so make things easier for myself, when I cast on, I get a stitch marker, and after I've cast on 50 and counted them twice, because I think my concentration's not as sharp as it used to be.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah,
it's not as I can't hold numbers in my head as well as I used to be able to. So I put a stitch marker after 50. So then I know that that's 50. I'm confident that that's 50.
Mm-hmm.
And then start casting on again, another 50. So I don't know whether that might be something everybody does and it's like no news to me. But
No, I think because some people stitch for years and then they figure something out that
Yeah.
it seems the whole world knows.
Yeah.
And then there's some people watching that are just starting knitting or just starting cross stitching, and it would be nice to know things.
Yeah. So that was it. So count. So so I thought, yes, that's good, and I'm getting better at now measuring, understanding the different yarn groups. So the what I call fingering weight is like the 4-ply, 3-4-ply in the drops yarn. They put them into categories of yarns A, B, C, D.
Mm-hmm.
So A is like your finest, like the alpaca silk that I did Anna's little cardigan in.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to just measure like that.
Do it with your other hand.
Like that. So, and that would be, well, how many of them do I use? But so I used to cast on in like sort of just a traditional way. Or I suppose what's called a cable cast on. But doing the German twisted cast on or the twisted German cast on, I don't know whether.
You probably need to figure out what that is.
I know, because it could be insulting some Germans, couldn't it? So measuring how many stitches per length, per yard, per metre, whichever.
I think it's German twisted.
German twisted cast on. Not a twisted German.
Oh no, some people are saying it twisted German.
Yeah. And then,
I think it's interchangeable. If anybody's offended, please let us know.
Yeah. And then I was watching Natasha and Petra on Knitting and on YouTube. And she brought out some old mittens that made in the traditional Scandinavian. So it doesn't have a rounded top. It has like the pointy top. And one was tighter than the other. And she says, I don't know why my tension was really different on that mitten than the other mitten. And I remembered when I'd done some socks and Liz had come down, or Liz was staying with me. Liz is my younger daughter. And we looked to see what we wanted to watch on the TV. And she says, oh, Jaws, I think I've only seen it once, so watch Jaws. So I'm knitting just a vanilla sock, watching. And I had to rip it out because the tension was so tight. So I know. So be careful of what you're watching when you're knitting. So
it's true because my tension changes in my stitching, and then you can see, especially like on a full coverage piece or something, you've like got a line between looser tension and So I was watching Handmaid's Tale when I was stitching on my stocking. Yeah. And then I thought,
no,
I hope my tension's not
unless you need a particular tight tension, don't watch Handmaid's Tale while you're crafting. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So I think it is, be mindful, unless it helps your tension, be mindful of what you're...
Just be consistent.
What you're watching, right? Maybe put a little thing...
As part of your journal, about what your needle size is and what your yarn size is, what your genre of Netflix was.
Yeah. I mean, people might not, we might be the only, no, I think people do.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah. So you're not watching, the movie or whatever, because you concentrate on it, but you're listening. But if you stop and start and you're watching, if you're doing something that isn't an intricate pattern, and you're watching Handmaid's Tale or something like a thriller or
Yeah.
Line of Duty, or
You can stitch without kind of looking. You're more looking at the telly.
but I've noticed whatever I watch my tension.
Yeah, no, I think it needs to be said.
I
That's
mean,
a good tip.
Yeah, obviously, if you're feeling annoyed with someone, you're ticked off with somebody, and it's still in there, and you haven't let it go, watch your tension.
Watch your tension.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought
that's a good tip.
Yeah.
So you just sprung that on me.
I think people know, they understand themselves, and they'll know, oh God, my tension's off. But they might think, why?
Why? It's good to talk about.
And then I thought, well, I know that my tension on one sock was just totally different to the other, because watching, and I think it was Liz that actually pointed it out.
So you're watching Jaws on your tight tension. What were you watching on your loose tension?
Don't know. It'll have been something. I don't know, like something with Meryl Streep in. She's one of my favourite actresses, Sandra Bullock. I'm not really into rom-coms so much, but like a musical or
something happy.
Or just something, yeah. Or I'm watching now Woolly Friends on YouTube.
Yeah, it's always nice to.
That's nice and easy,
to stitch
and yeah. So yeah, what do you watch when you're stitching or you're knitting? Crochet. Unless you particularly want your tension tight.
Oh, it's just tired throwing it down.
Yeah, I think it's going to thunder today as well. I can feel it in my head. Do you not feel the pressure?
Not
and
yet.
Like sort of, yeah. I think it's going to thunder today. We'll let you know if it does.
I don't know if you can hear that.
It goes right down the back of my head. I can feel it. I don't have to water the garden then.
No.
Yeah. So, yeah. Have you any other tips, Helen?
Well, no, because you just sprung this on me, so I wasn't prepared. Apart from what I was going to talk about when I was looking at my stocking. So the Dimensions kits, if you know them, all the old school, it would just be like the whole bundle of threads that you would get, and you'd have to untangle it and look at the key and say that is dark blue, that is medium blue, that is light blue. Now they kind of come to tell you what it is, but it's stuck to like a piece of paper, so you've got to take it off. Right. You could take it off as you stitch, but it's not really helpful. And then in no kind of order, and neither is the key for the
I don't know what you mean.
So let me show you. Let me see if I can show you. I should be able to show you the key because it's not
the pattern. Oh, you mean the... Right, I get what you mean. Yeah,
what would you call it? It's the key, using the key.
Yeah.
So, this is the key for Dimensions. So you've got bundle 1. So that is a bundle of threads that come in the kit. Bundle 2, bundle 3, bundle 4. So this is assuming that you're going to keep those bundles. But for me, that just wasn't working.
Yeah.
And so you see in the bundles, it's in colour order, in the number of that colour. But when you take it all out, it's then not in order. It's hard to explain.
So what have you done to remedy that?
So, I use these floss cards. They're plastic. I just got them off Amazon. You get like a pack of 10, I think. And you can reuse them, which is important. Sustainability. So I took all the thread off the paper. They were going to disintegrate over time anyway, so I had to make sure I didn't lose what colour they were, what colour number they were. So I had to put the number on a sticker and put it on top the hole where I keep that colour. Now initially I just took them off the piece of paper and put them straight on here.
Mm-hmm.
So then they were in no order. So when I was looking at my key for a symbol, I was looking for, say, 17052, and it could have been anywhere on this.
Oh, right, so it wasn't in numerical order.
No. So then I had to take everything off again. So I had 2 of these full of floss. Then I had to get 2 completely blank ones and go through them all and find in numerical order, take the sticker, put it on an empty hole.
Right, well, wait a minute. So, is this DMC?
It is, but it's not DMC number. They do have a conversion. So if I was to pass this pattern on to someone, they could say, right, dimensions 2002 is white, so it's blank in DMC.
Ah, see. They've
So it's
given them
not
different sort of...
DMC
Why is it done
number.
that?
It's
Yeah.
for like not
So,
doing that, not passing on the pattern,
yeah.
but people have converted them.
Yeah.
Because some of these are out of print, you can't get them, so if you want to stitch it, you kind of got to find someone who has the pattern.
So, but wait a minute, are they allowed to do that with DMC
Well,
patterns?
I don't know if it's exactly DMC,
Oh,
because
right.
then there's some...
So the band that comes with it, on it, doesn't say DMC?
It's nothing, it's just a ball of thread.
Right.
Of all of this thread, like,
Right.
looped together, and then you've got to pull it apart. So all of these, in the olden days, all of these blues would be together, and you'd have to pick out each blue and compare it against the next one and say, is that light blue? So, trying to think of 2
so
together.
this is just for your dimensions colours, and
Yes.
you've put them in numerical order.
This is all of the floss for this kit that came in this
That's a good
kit.
tip, Helen.
See, this is what I don't know. I don't know if that's just people do that and it's not a tip and that's just the most obvious thing in the world.
Because I think that's time consuming, isn't it?
It's time consuming to go through it.
But once you've done it, and so do dimensions then keep those colour numbers for other patterns?
I don't know
Right.
if in every dimensions kit that burgundy is 13073.
Yeah.
I think so,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure.
Right.
I think that what they expect you to do is just use this floss, then throw it all away at the end. Throw the pattern, throw your extra floss.
What?
Yeah.
No. Oh gosh, no.
So I've made a working copy of my pattern, and I'm highlighting that as I go, as I normally do with paper patterns. So
Who would do that with any pattern?
Well, I did it with my Disney one.
What?
Before I knew about this. Before I knew about working copies.
You threw it away?
No, I've still got it. It's just all highlighted.
Oh, so you haven't got... Oh, so you're going to have to highlight it a different way if you ever did it again.
That kit was DMC. So it's the DMC number. So anybody could take that pattern.
Yeah.
Photocopy it. Highlighter doesn't photocopy, so it would be a pretty okay version of the pattern to work from, and then you'd have the DMC colours. You just go and pick the DMC colours. But I kind of can't sell that pattern now because I've highlighted it. I could pass it on to somebody if somebody wanted it.
Yeah.
Because, again, that kit is out of print.
That's a huge piece as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the past, present and future Art of Disney one. I'll put a picture up. If you're watching and you want that, I could send it to you. I'm not going to use it again. It's highlighted everywhere in yellow. You could photocopy it and it could be a new working pattern.
Beautiful.
But I wouldn't sell it.
No.
People sell like unused patterns and then they make a working copy and then they sell on the original pattern. But I wouldn't be able to sell that.
Yeah.
Because that's what I did. But I didn't know then.
Yeah.
So yeah, get yourself some of these floss cards from Amazon if you're using kits. This is what I did with my Mill Hill ones as well. I've talked about that before. But this is the only tip that I have right now.
Yeah. Okay.
If that made any sense. If it didn't, let me know and I could talk it through again.
Lovely. Good. So, and any tips that you have or any comments you want to make on our tips, you know, please comment and subscribe.
Subscribe, like.
Yeah, hit the bell. And we're trying to do these a bit more regularly now, and we're trying to do them every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
Depending on how much we've got done. If we've got nothing to show, then. But I would like to do them more.
Yeah. So would I. Yeah, I'm getting more in the swing of it and watching other people do them. It doesn't feel so daunting that you're not.
I think
you're not expert.
In another year, we might be better, but
but
at the minute, we're still learning. Yeah. Be nice to us.
Yeah. So Helen mentioned Amazon. There, we're not paid by Amazon. Okay.
No, we're not. We've not.
By DMC or Dimensions or anybody that we've.
If you want to sponsor us,
yeah, that would be good.
Send us floss.
Send me free yarn. Yeah. Okay. Take care, everybody. Watch what you're watching when you're crafting. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.